back out here before church trying to get the detents in that transmission. But it stinking snowed last night. So I go out here and get the tractor out and try and clear the driveway up before we head to church. But if I get that done fast enough, then we'll come back in and start the detent process. And then once that's done, we'll get the trans back in, get a new center support on the drive shaft, get it all back together. That way we can get this thing back on the road because I think I have a buyer for it. So I was going to hang on to it, but could really use the extra cash to buy some stuff for the flats boat, which is right here. After buying that trolling motor yesterday, I did some thought process, and I needed a new charger for the batteries, but now I really need one because I need extra batteries, and it's like trying to figure out what I want to do. Do I go to just one 36-volt battery, or do I go to three 12-volt batteries, which I think I'm leaning more towards the 3 12-volt, because if one goes down, at least I can get back up and running if I can just get one battery. I know it's not the right way to do things, but for me, I think it's just going to work better. So we'll be back out here soon, get some more work done on the boat, get this car done, and yeah, just going to be a Sunday hanging out in the shop. See if this old thing wants to start up this morning. Started up pretty good yesterday, so turn the key for the glow plugs. Yeah. Oh, man. A little bit more glow plug action. You actually have to wait till it starts to glow in there. There's like a little coil. There's no light, it's just a coil. And when that sucker starts to change, there you go. Plowed, got the shop plowed. Back in to do some work. My detent stuff laid out here. We got the sleeves for the big detents. Then we got the detents with the sleeves for the smaller ones, caps and everything. So I don't have a teardown table, so we're gonna sit on the ground and do this. All right, so we got our two detents here. They definitely are going to need some work to get out. So I like to just basically what I'm doing is I'm trying to loosen it up a little bit here so that I can get my snap ring pliers in. Which it's stuck in there pretty good. So might have to grab a pick tool here in a second, but it's coming. It's coming out. Okay. Grab a pair of pliers real quick. See it broke off. I don't know if you can see that. If it would focus. So these snap rings are pretty soft. So let's do beating this a little bit more. There it goes. Got it. And it's coming out, so I'm just gonna grab a pick tool. We're gonna use like a 45 pick. It's like one of my favorite picks. I use them for everything. Of course, they don't hold up very well, but We might have to go to the old screw trick. Sometimes you can get them out like this. Might just have to resort to the there it is. There it is. So, all right. There's our spring. And then our detent is in there. I'm going to grab, I don't know if I can get it with this. Let me see here. Grabbing a rag real quick. Just want to wipe this out. It's got some grease or something on it. So we should be able to grab. Let's try. Let's try this pick again. There it goes. Got it. There it goes. Yeah. Maybe we'll get it. Maybe not. Maybe not. Need a light. I don't think I can go like that. Yeah. Gonna have to probably grab a different tool for that. Set that there. Let's grab a bigger tool. Big. More big. I don't know if you can see that real good or not. But it is. So I forgot to have the fancy tool. It's actually like an inner race bearing puller thing. So I'm sitting here trying to make my life harder by not using the right thing. But oh, I just dropped you guys. I'm sorry. All right, there we go. Anyways, so with the right tools, you can get this out, no problem. Now my tool's stuck. There we go. There we go. There we go. All right, cool. So the detents, they usually get worn down. You can see this one has a little bit of wear, but not nothing crazy. I mean, I've seen them way worse. But the other thing that happens is there's a sleeve inside. I'll show you. There's a sleeve inside here. There we are. Let me get you. You can kind of see it, right? So that's what these are. So you have to replace these, because actually really what happens is it just gets, the tolerance just gets so tight, right? And they swell or whatever, and it's hard to, it makes the shifting hard going into fifth, or which then causes the shifter to sit to the side. So can't remember which one's fifth and which one's reversed, but doesn't really matter. We're replacing both of those. And then we're gonna do 1, 2, and 3. So do all those detents as well. But now the fun part is trying to get that sleeve after a barrage of tools. We got that sleeve out, so just gonna clean up a couple burrs in there that I made, which is okay. And then we're gonna get the detent tools out, get this first detent replaced, and then put the sleeve in, detent, spring cap, then move on to the next one. Detent back in here, or this sleeve. Excuse me. I'm gonna use this tool. Just like to make sure it's going in good. You just go till it bottoms out, and that's it. And then we can put the detent in, which is basically the same, but I forget. One of these has a bigger hole. That one. Okay. So there's two different ones. I'll show you, which you'll see when we pull the other one out. But that one and then this one. See the size difference? So yeah. This goes in orientated down, because as you spin this, it's gonna hit and push it. So see, watch my finger as I turn, it pushes my finger out. So I actually believe this is the, if I remember from just messing with it, I do believe it is the reverse detent. The fifth gear is below, so use this spring. Cap goes on. Now this is the crappy part. You gotta get it started, but you gotta try and push in on the spring. You gotta push in on the spring and the cap all at the same time. Actually, okay, so I just had my lock ring, my snap ring. Did I not bring it over here? I sat my snap ring down somewhere. Oh, it's probably magnetized to something, because that's what happens to them. Bugger, where'd that go? Yep, there he is. He was underneath. So, what's going on here? There you go. All right. I don't know if you guys can hear it outside, but my neighbor is plowing his shop. Normally he plows for me, and I don't mind it. I beat him to it today, so he'll be okay with it, I think. All right, we gotta try and push this in a little bit more. Normally this is a two-person job. I like to have an extra set of hands, but we're gonna try to do it all by ourselves today. Yeah. All right, stay tuned. I'm gonna try and get this in. Got it in there. Had to use, I forgot to have the whole toolkit for do the detent. So you use this to actually put the cap back in, but you can't really, because as you hit on it, the spring pushes it out. So now on to number 2. On my way back from getting lunch for the family, grab some Taco Bell. And man, I don't know. I mean, I get it. I live in the north, but shoot, like, it ain't that hard to make sweet tea. Especially at a place where they probably have instructions on how to make it, right? So every time I go, it's always different. It's always one of those things that, like, it's either just watered down tea, or sometimes, I mean, shoot, sometimes it's right. Sometimes it's actually sweet tea, but a lot of times it's just flavored water, and it's not even flavored water. So Taco Bell, you got to do better. You got to do better. So here's the small pile of the reverse and fifth gear detents. Transmission's now sitting where it should be. So if you go straight back and forward, that should be third gear and fourth gear, which is nice because before you couldn't find third gear. So now on to doing these top ones. Gonna grab the air gun quick and spray them out. For the next ones, little trick here. Actually take like a wood screw and screw it into the detent, or the cap for the detent, because you're not reusing the cap and there's really no way to get it out other than just like boogering everything up. So just do it that way, and then you can just take your needle nose and just usually pluck it out, or pop yourself in the face, whichever comes first. But usually it'll come right out. But this one's being real stubborn, so I don't know. That's how I've done it in the past. Man, it just won't stay. It doesn't like sitting on one block of wood. I guess maybe 2 blocks of wood. Put one on the other side. There we go. Maybe that'll help me. Okay. It pulled right out. That's not good. That's usually how I do them. Maybe we gotta break it loose. It's been a minute. Since I've done some detents, but all right. Let me. I gotta find a bigger screw because that just pulled out. Right. So had to get a bigger screw. And we're gonna pull this apart. Maybe. Grab the needle nose, reach in here. So it doesn't look like this has ever been done, because when you do these, you end up getting these new sleeves because the detents are smaller. New sleeves, new springs, right? So let me sit down here. Sit down here. So, all right, like you have to figure out which one's which. I guess they're all the same. But yeah, so you see the size of the detent difference. Like this is the original, this is the new. So the sleeve goes in, then the detent, then the spring. So I have a tool for that as well. Take this sleeve. It's gonna go in like that. I use this little guy right here. You go till you hear the sound difference. And I'm gonna take this brand new detent, slide them in there. Grab a new cap. And then we'll, there we go. There's a tool for everything for this. This is kind of sweet. So then we just take this tool and, you just go till it bottoms out again. And you're done. So once you're done, you have a pile of stuff that looks like this. So all new detents in this trans. It seems like it's shifting real nice now. So now the fun part, stick that thing back in that thing. It's now time to put the transmission back in the car. Just move some tools out of the way. I got you guys sitting on my toolbox because I don't have a tripod yet. I need to go get one. So now I get to lift this thing up there. Fun stuff. Woo! That's heavy. All right, so I want to try to use these. All right. All right, so now we're gonna slowly jack this thing up. What I should do is make a cradle to start holding transmissions, because it's really annoying to have to like sit here and hold it. So I just need to get it close, because I actually have to bring the car down. It's too high. Without dropping the... All right, so I'm just trying to get the trans up in place at this point, and I was gonna wait to film it, just wanted to get it up and close, and the stinking thing slid right in. So, man, dropping stuff. Sorry, I missed it. I can't believe it. It slid right in there. Like, I'm excited about that, because that's usually like one of the hardest things. Trying to line it up, you sit there monkeying with it. I wanted to show you guys, because I know I'll probably get some flack from it. If you're wondering why it took so long yesterday to get to them bolts, because they up there. It's like, and it's really hard to get a picture of it, but they're up there, up on top, way up there. It's no joke. It's no joke. Like once, like you got to get there, but the bottom ones are easy. The top ones are not. I'm sure a bunch of you guys have seen this trick, but this is one of my favorite tricks to do for bolts. Where did I put that bolts at? Oh, there we go. Right, so come in closer. So a lot of times what happens is you end up like, you put this in, you try and get up there and it falls out, right? So what I like to do is I like to take a little bit of shop rag, jam this sucker on there. Now, yeah, does it get stuck up top? It does. But we can get it off versus getting it, like trying to get it on there without it falling off is a pain. you know, or like you end up stripping them or something, right? So I like to do it like this. I like to put it on there just to get it started. Now if I could just see where this thing needs to go. That would be swell. So we're close. Actually, a little too far. There it is. Oh, we're close. We're really close. We got it. It's up there. All right. So now what I like to do is look for my tools because I set them down somewhere. I like to take cordless impact, or cordless ratchet, I guess, is a little bit different impact, but just run them in. Until it stops, take it off, probably drop it on the floor, but then take and tighten them. Because you sit there with a ratchet, yeah. Anyways, so you sit there with a ratchet and like your hand gets tired and whatnot. So I like to do it this way. See if we can get it to come off. And it did not. So it's stuck. Which, you know, we'll try and use the magnet. I think the magnet will get it. I don't know though. So we can actually let this down a while. Let that down a while so we can get it out of the way. Just like that, we got the bolt. Time for number 2. I'm gonna come over here, grab a little paper, and you can use actual paper. Probably don't really need to use, you know, a rag like that, but it works for me. I've done it for years. I've done it for years, and I'll keep doing it until, I don't know, until it don't work anymore. But so far, it works. So this one's the harder one because it's like you can see it, but the angle is just crazy hard because of the firewall, or like the floor. The firewall, and then the angle of everything. Right, because it'll get in there, but it has to straighten out. If it don't straighten out, you'll strip it. So it gets in there, but I gotta try and use a pry bar. It's right here. Where I left it, you know. There we go. I'm trying to get this to come down. I can get it out of the way. Grab this. Zip it on. It ain't happy, so I gotta try and work this. There we go. We got it. Where is my wrench? Okay, so, and this isn't even the hard part, you know, I mean, this is tough, but like, the hard part's going to be getting the starter, because there's a dowel pin and a starter you got to line up. So, once you get them in here. We got the bolts in, the transmission bell housing bolts. We got the starter mounted. Got the clutch slave mounted. Next is the shifter bracket. Now, if you're not familiar with the BMW setup, they use that shift carrier. They use these fancy little tchotchkes that are such a pain in the butt unless you drop the trans down a little bit. So you have to kind of do them right. Cool thing is, this one, it's just two short ones, but they actually make one where it's this, but the whole length across, you actually have to get the trans out to undo that. So luckily we don't have that one. Also, a little info for those out there that are BMW people and you didn't know, that rusty looking thing right there, I'm gonna leave it on here, but that rusty piece right there, it's just surface rust, whatever, but that's called a clutch delay valve. And basically it's designed to like help you not drop the clutch, you know, basically people who are not real good at driving manual. So you can actually remove it and it actually make the pedal feel much better. But I'm just gonna leave it for now, only because I don't feel like opening the system. And if I'm gonna open the system, I'd really like to just replace that rubber line. But for now, we're just gonna leave it. So now we got these pieces, which I just dropped one. Where'd it go? Where'd it go? There it is. So they are, come on. You got two plastic little washers and then a C-clip. So they go up here. One goes on one side of the selector rod joint and the other goes on the other side. So I'm gonna try and set you guys right here. Will it stay? There you go. You're probably like upside down and all kinds of backwards, but you guys will get the idea here. So this goes up here. So we get one on there, right? And then you take and you put this guy through. Dropping a bunch of dirt on you, sorry. Stick that through, and then once it's through, you put the other washer on, and then you put your C-clip. If it goes on, there it goes. And that's it. And that keeps your selector rod on there nice and tight. It's time to put the transfer case in. And this bushing is not good. It's ripped a little bit. So I figure it's best to replace it with a new one. So plan here is to there's an aluminum ring on the outside of this. So my plan is to, or aluminum, I don't know if it's aluminum or steel. I don't know. Anyways, inside, encased in the rubber. So my plan is to take the Sawzall and cut it so that we can get it out. And then I'll use the air hammer and hit it out. And then we'll press this one in. All right, it's time for the transfer case. Just gonna lower this down a little bit more and pick that up and slide it up in there. Let's see what happens. See if I can get it without dying. spline, I guess? Yeah, there it is. Oh. I went too far because there's... There it goes, okay. Alright, I still got this one in here. Shoo! That went in. Not bad. Actually went in easier than I thought it would. This is the breather. Apparently that has to go up yonder here. There we go. Now, I have to grab, I think it's an E10. It's E12. I was wrong. So E12 socket. Couple of these go here. Couple of these go there. Longer ones go on this side. Shorter one goes there. Nope, that's a longer one. Wide. There we go. And then two top ones are short ones. I'll have to use this, but let's there's one. The battery's dying at some point. There's two. Take this one out. Okay. Tight. Where's my flashlight? There it is. Alright, let's see. Need a longer extension. A little bit of swivel action wouldn't hurt, which we got. I can't get on it with that. I have to grab the other impact. But to get this started, we are gonna do this. I'm gonna just try and eyeball this thing. So I just did something I figured was gonna happen. I dropped the bolt inside the transfer case because the top of the transfer case is open. And I really don't feel like dropping it. So we're gonna try and fish it out with the magnet. I don't know that we're gonna get it though. Probably gonna have to pull the transfer case back off. Maybe not. Did I speak too soon? What are the odds? What are the odds that that happened? That's crazy. So, shifter sits in the middle now. First, second, third, fourth, fifth, and it goes in real nice and comes back. Reverse. It's real nice now. But I'm gonna tell you guys something. I gotta clear some storage up on my phone because I'm running out of space. So I'm gonna try and get this thing done. I'm waiting on the center support bearing for the drive shaft, so I don't know if I'm gonna see it. It was supposed to come today, who knows. So if that's the case, probably end up just pushing this thing outside till tomorrow, even though it stinking snowed. But it is what it is, because I have a customer coming in the morning, and they're coming from pretty far away, so, and they're waiting. So anyways, so in the meantime, I'll probably, I think, have to check to see if my Amazon order came. I was waiting on more 4200 for this, so maybe we'll mess with the boat a little bit. So we're doing an oil change now. I got everything buttoned up. Unfortunately, I'm not going to have that part for the drive shaft, so I just put it in for now. I got one coming from somewhere else, so once that gets here, I'll pull it all back apart and put that drive shaft on, or that center support bearing on the drive shaft. Man, I'm all kinds of jacked up today. Anyways, gonna do the oil change, and then this thing's good to go back outside. That way we have the lift tomorrow for actual paying customers instead of just me tinkering with my stuff. So probably gonna cut the video there. I am probably gonna work on the boat. Maybe that'll just be in the credits or something. I don't know. We'll see. I was actually thinking about running to Bass Pro to return some stuff, but it's kind of, I don't know if it's really worth it. Anyways, catch you on the next one. The 4200 showed up, so I was able to finish sealing the floor of the boat. Sorry I didn't video it. My phone's been acting dumb, but I'm calling it a wrap for the day. We're gonna end up pulling the polling platform off of the boat another day and finish tinkering with this. We still need to mount the trolling motor puck. We still need to finish the seat. Actually, maybe I'll just do that and I'll just show you guys later. But thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys on the next one.